Welcome to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright. This show is all about honoring you as a spiritual being having a human experience. You are here for a reason, and it's no mistake that you are here on Earth right now. Spirit has guided you to this very moment in time, so you could hear the messages Pam is about to share with you. She is a multidimensional healer, light language channel, transformation coach, wife, and mother, committed to helping you discover the tools and practices to empower you to live the best life you can. You get to choose the spirit path you take. You can connect to the spiritual guidance already all around you. Get ready to live a fully empowered life. This is the Empower Me Show.
Welcome to the Empower Me Show. I am Pam Bright, and I am here with you on this very snowy day in Linwood. Really? Well, you can just kind of imagine that you're in this snowy place with me, and that we are enjoying this winter wonderland, which we have had here in Linwood, Washington. And today we get to enjoy it again right here on your screen with me. So welcome to the first episode of the new year. Happy 2023 to all of you. I am here to say Happy New Year. It's a brand new day, brand new adventure for you. And if you're not feeling that, if you're still having that letdown from the holiday season, which many of you celebrate, then I invite you to take this opportunity right now with this snowy wonderland to reconnect to the elements, reconnect to your breath, reconnect to your purpose and why you are here in a body having this wonderful adventure called the human experience. We are souls that are here in a body that have chosen this lifetime to experience everything we can as human beings, as spiritual beings, and as beings of light and love that the Creator has made us in. That is what I believe, and that is what I transmit to you always and every time that we come together. So as always, I need to ground and center myself to disconnect from all the stuff in my life that has transpired before this moment. I invite you to do the same and to just allow yourself to go inside of your heart and inside where you live within your breath, knowing that as you connect to your sacred breath, you are connecting to the God within, the spirit of the universe, and connecting with all of nature and all of the other beings that you live with on this beautiful planet Earth. And as you connect with all of this wonderful experience, I also invite you to allow your breathing to slow down, especially those of you who may be experiencing some stress in your body, some stress in your life, and allow your breathing to dictate your physical experience inside of you. Allow yourself to focus on breathing in to the count of 3 and out to the count of 3. And really allow yourself to breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth with a count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. and out. 2, 3. And in and out. It actually slows down the receptors so that you're not running on adrenaline as you connect your breathing. It also helps with the brain that likes to run from one activity to the other. And it brings you to this place of peace. So as you connect to this place of peace within you, you may need to ask it to come in, especially if you're not having that experience right now. You can simply ask. The Christian religion sees peace as a dove. So you can imagine a beautiful dove coming right in front of your view. You can see that dove, imagine it flying right above my head, all around these beautiful trees. And we can ask this dove of peace to enter into our view and ask it to give you a message right now. And I'm going to allow the light beings to transmit some light language for you. As we like to call it, it's bright language because it's coming through bright butterfly. Nasana tera paterutu. Asatera paterutu. Arate sara mateutu. Ataye sara behia. Marasane taramahihi. Marasena namayetua. Keuna asana mehua. Manasehia nana. Yana nayatana yesua. Nanua sanua senua. Tanua senua sanaye. Araseya nanai. We ask those tones to bring your body system into alignment with your breath. And at this time, we invite all of our guides, teachers, and angels into this moment as well, knowing that as we do that, we allow ourselves to receive information, guidance, comfort, relief of pain and stress, and connection with ourselves, our lives, and others. And so you can ask the dove of peace for a message right now. Ask it to give you what you're needing right now. And I'm going to assist us as well with one of these beautiful cards that I have from this Earth Warriors Oracle deck. There's that picture for you. Beautiful cards. And so collectively, as we connect in with each other, think about what you need today, because this is our show, our first show of the season, of the episode of January, that I allow myself to work with the healing energies, the channeling that's needed, and the coaching that's needed for any of you that are listening and watching. So we ask these guides that come through these cards from the Earth Warrior deck. And as far as warriors go, I like to think of them more as guardians, because I myself do not believe that war is necessary. I believe that war has been going on this planet for too long, way too long, and that it's time now for peace and kindness and compassion and love and light and gentleness. And so we need to come up with another name besides warrior. Any of you can think of what that term might be? Let me know in the comments here. You can put a chat in the chat line at Transformation Talk Radio and let me know what you think of as you think of the word warrior, what might be a better name for that in 2023, since we're going into a new age of our spiritual lives and our spiritual experiences. So what is it that we are looking at today in 2023, January, what is this, January 5th, 2023? Let's see what y'all are wanting to experience with these beautiful cards. And if you have a question or a need or a concern or a request, you can call us on the phone at 1-800-930-2819 if you want to talk to me directly. And oh my goodness. So we have this beautiful woman and a hummingbird who is here with this beautiful orange sky. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty card. So I think it's probably, I don't know, maybe a Spanish word or something. It's cuente. Sweet paradox of empowering grace is what it says. That's so beautiful. So there's beautiful sacred geometries in back here, like a mandala. And she has the sun that is shining on her. And she's experiencing the hummingbird. And the hummingbird is our bird of transformation. It is the representative of joy. So we're looking at how to bring joy into not only our new year of 2023, but really our daily experiences of being human, right? How many of you experience the opposite of joy? The challenge of wanting joy, but not really having an idea of what that feels like, what it looks like, how your life can be enhanced by bringing joy in. What is your experience of joy in your life? Or the hummingbird? Maybe some of you have had experiences with hummingbird. And I will also read in this little book that comes with it what it says. Just this particular person is Alana Fairchild, who created these cards. So let's see what she says. All right. And in the meantime, as I'm looking for this, think about your life at the beginning of 2023. Do you still have some residue from 2022 that's lingering that maybe you haven't come to completion with? This is part of the process with releasing and bringing something new in, is that we get to come to a place of honoring where we have been. So I like to look at the ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle as kind of a turning point, if you will, or like when you've got a wheel that's, or what they call the cog on the wheel, which is where the spokes all come together, and you can go one way or you can go the other way. So thinking about your life in 2022 and looking at 2023, do you feel like there's some habits that are still hanging on that you haven't quite said goodbye to, that you're ready to. See, that's kind of a sign of a new experience that gets to show up for you in this new year. All right, so we're looking at number 28 in this deck. And I'm going to see what pops out to share with you about what she says here. Okay, the sweet paradox of empowering grace. When the mind says no, but the heart leaps with joy, we are ripe for a transmission of empowering grace. Woo-wee. So how many of you are in that place of part of you is saying no, and the other part about thinking about the newness of what you're taking on gets really excited and fills with joy when you think about that new action, that new feeling, that new experience. That's kind of a quandary, isn't it? Like, how do you have both a yes and a no in the same body? What is that like for you? How does that feel inside of you? How do you need to resolve it? Right? Because New Year's resolutions are really about resolving one thing and creating an empowered statement for the newness of the next thing, right? So our resolution to change behavior, our resolution to stand by what we say, our resolution for taking on that weight loss, right? Whatever words you use to create something new and let go of something old or that's complete is up to you. You can use whatever words you want to. I just intertwine and shift words quite a bit so that you can get a different aspect of that for yourself. It says the sweet paradox is that the more impossible the situation appears to be, the more we are supported through grace, and our divine success manifests swift and complete. All right, so support. It's talking about support. How many times in this program, that many of you have been watching me for quite a while now, how many times have I said to you, reach out for support? Allow yourself to be supported in whatever you're doing, okay? Especially when you're taking on something new. It's vital for your empowerment that you allow the support structures that are already in place to guide you, to assist you, to give you the comfort of knowing that you're on the right path. So I'd like to do something right now, which is to kind of assist you, not kind of, I'm going to assist you in a little assessment of where you're at right now, okay? And we'll do this little assessment exercise that I have for you, and then we'll take a little break so that you can get a glass of water, go to the restroom, decide if you want to talk to me, get on the phone, get on the chat line, whatever you need to connect in, and then we'll talk about what you discovered, okay, in this little exercise. So if you can close your eyes, great. If you're in a safe place to do that, then go ahead and close your eyes. If you need to keep your eyes open because you're on the road or you are in a place where you need to be active, then just go ahead and listen to this broadcast, and you can go back to it when you have a time to just bring it all into your sacred space inside of yourself. So as you connect in with who you are at the core level, ask yourself the question, am I complete with 2022? Am I complete with 2022? Are there any habits, judgments, unresolved communications that need to be handled in order for me to be complete with 2022? If the answer is no, I'm not complete, then ask yourself to bring into your consciousness what those things are that are incomplete. And if you have a piece of paper by you, write it down. We'll take a break in a minute so you can actually write it down after you get that information, or type it in your computer, whatever you want to do. Make a note of it. Make a note of what's coming up for you. For those of you who think that you don't get answers, I invite you again to listen to, sometimes it's a whisper that just comes in to give us information. And if you're still unsure if you're receiving anything, then ask your guides to help you. We all have guides, teachers, and angels that work with us every day. So simply asking for help gives them the knowing that they can step in to assist you. Say, please help with this answer. Pull it out of me. Give me the answer to what's missing. Because it's already inside of you, that consciousness. And simply accessing it can be the challenge. So once again, I'll repeat that. Is anything incomplete within me today that has been unresolved up till now from 2022 and previously? So it might be something from years ago, might be something that's lingering that you think, oh, I should take care of that. I need to take care of that. That's a pain in my heart, right? There's no right or wrong here, simply an assessment. And give yourself the time to look at this, think about it, and just allow that answer to show up. And when you're ready, you can take a nice deep breath and come back into this space. Welcome back, guys. So that's what I do every year for my life, especially at the end of a year and the beginning of a new year. So give yourself permission to dive into this question, because chances are there might be something, unless you've done a conscious visioning process for yourself, that might be lingering. And so I want to give you the space here in this show to get honest about it. Tell yourself the truth. Is there a habit that you feel like is in your way to full, empowering living? Is there an unresolved communication that you feel is missing from full, empowering living? Is there pain in your body that you feel like you need to address in order to have full, empowered living? Whatever it is, take the time now to write it down, and then contact me here at Transformation Talk Radio so that we can talk about it. Okay? We're going to take a break so that you can go to the restroom, get a bite to eat, get some water, write it down, and then we'll see you in a bit. And welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. So what did you come up with for this question of, is anything incomplete from 2022 or earlier in my life? This is a big question, folks. It's not for the faint of heart. All right. But I believe it really fits into this world of transformation and living an empowered life. Because that's another whole conversation we can have that I would love to hear from you. Is what does it mean to you to live an empowered life? Right? I know what it means for me, and it's always changing. For me, living an empowered life is really reaching out and asking for the massive support that's always available to me in every moment. Living an empowered life is when I have a problem, I don't just sit on it and stew with it and feel like a victim about it. I may feel like a victim for a minute, but then I get into action because I know that victimhood does not serve me in my life. So living an empowered life means that I ask for help. I may do some writing about why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I may switch it up, like go for a walk or do some deep breathing, listen to some music, take a bath. Gosh, there's a whole bunch of different things that I can do to switch it up so that I'm not feeling victimized, that I'm not feeling stuck, right? So when we feel stuck, it's simply because we haven't resolved it. We haven't gotten to a new possibility. So what does it mean to live a fully empowered life in possibility? Again, that's another question we can ask ourselves. So I would love to hear from you if you want to have a conversation, right? We can have a conversation on the telephone. You can type in what you want to talk to me about. You can email me if you want to do that later at the Empower Me Show, just like it sounds, THEMPOWERSHOW @gmail.com. Would love to hear from you. How was your Christmas and how was your New Year? That's what I want to know. How was your Christmas? How was your New Year? If you don't celebrate either of those, then what did you celebrate this last year? You celebrate Valentine's Day? You celebrate Halloween? You celebrate All Saints Day? You celebrate Thanksgiving? What do you celebrate? Do you celebrate your birthday? You know, any time that you can celebrate is a great day. It's a great day. I am all about celebration because I am in a body. I am here in this lifetime to experience everything that I am here to experience. And sometimes that is like, well, okay, I'm not feeling very excited about life today. So what can I be grateful for? That's a whole other conversation. What are you grateful for today? So as we look at what's might be incomplete from 2022, then once we resolve that and we get very clear about it, then many of us who are consciously creating our lives do some kind of ceremony to mark that time of the ending of a year and the beginning of a new year. So for 2022, I'm a little late to the game. I still have my writing that I did of what I'm letting go of. And so my plan, my goal for 2023 is that I read it aloud and then I burn it. So I've done some writing. I'm going to then read it aloud to my partner, and then I'm going to burn it as a memento to what I have just resolved to release. And just to let you know, what I am resolving to release from 2022 and earlier in my life is my body weight. I've put on a bunch of pounds and I'm ready to release it. Now, Just because I make that declaration doesn't mean that it will magically poof, be gone, right? I don't have a magic wand for me to just poof my fat and it'll disappear. It'd be awesome if it did in this second. I'm okay with that. I could take that in as a magical moment. However, it has been said that there's some work to do around releasing your body weight. So I'm going to take it on and I'm going to connect in with my guidance to ask, what are my steps? What are my action steps to take to get this body weight to release so that my perfect weight that will support me can be happening inside of me, right? How can I resolve that situation so that I can have the body that supports me with my life, right? So that my health is really on track, my weight is on track, my energy is on track, all of the things that are important to me are on track, right? So again, I have my trusty cards here, and I'm going to ask for myself so that you know how this works. If you don't have any cards for yourself, I recommend that you get some because they're really a great way to get some answers. So I can ask the question as I'm pondering this, what card is going to support me the best right now for this New Year's resolution / decision / intention that I'm taking on of releasing what I no longer need with my body weight and bringing in the perfect body for me for 2023. And what I get is another butterfly. Boy, I have butterflies everywhere. So this one is Lolo, stand in the light. See, isn't that pretty? So yes, we have the sun again. Now that could be the sun or the moon, whichever you connect to the most. Could be a star, but it kind of looks to me like, because it's round, looks to me like it's the sun or the moon. And we have a beautiful butterfly, and we have mountains, or that could also be water as an interpretation underneath it. So again, whatever you connect to is how you can interpret these cards, whatever way works for you. And this butterfly has a lot of blue in it, like my shirt, my sweatshirt, and the butterfly here has a lot of color, right? So I bring a lot of color into my life as a way of transformation. Butterfly is the symbol for transformation. And so I look at this as I stand in the light and I ask, what is the best way for me to create the perfect body for me in 2023? And the word perfect can be really an issue for some people. It may be a trigger for you. If it's a trigger for you, use a different word. What is the most healthy, there we go, the most healthy body for Pam in 2023 and how to get there? So the way is to stand in the light and allow the light of the Creator, the light of the sun and the moon and the stars to bathe me in their energy and their information, okay? And I am allowing the waters to also assist me in clearing away what no longer serves me in my body, right? So again, that's another way for support for you. This show, if you're tuning in for the first time, I'm going to give you tips, tools, and techniques that are going to assist you in your transformational journey and creating your empowering life. So that's what we do here. And we're sharing what's working What are you resolving? What are you letting go of from 2022 and earlier in your life? And what are you bringing in 2023, right? Visioning processes are great for doing that. And this is the perfect time in your life to do that. Don't think because 2022 is over that you can't let go of anything from 2022. That is not true. Okay. Now's the time. If it's hanging on and it's talking to you over here or up here or in your heart, it's time to look at it and clear it and honor it for what it is. Okay. So I'm going to just pause here for a moment. And once again, give you an invitation if you're listening. And you can get to a telephone and call me or text in Facebook or your computer for Transformation Talk Radio and let me know how you're doing in January of 2023, a brand new year. And I'm going to ask the creator of all that is, the one who lives and breathes within all things, what is it right now that these beautiful people are ready for? What do they want to hear? What is going to serve them the best right now? And what I'm hearing right now is that there are many of you who are on overwhelm. Overwhelmed because of what has happened already in this short time of 2023. Sometimes when we slow down and pause, we feel that we have been racing through our lives. And through the process of pausing and breathing into our sacred space of ourselves, we realize that we have been allowing stress, other people's stress, to dictate who we are being in the world. So right now, I invite you to give all of that stress back to the people that you've taken it from, or those that unwittingly, if you will, didn't know that they were doing that. And you didn't know that you were taking it on. So right now, in this moment, the way to call back yourself, your feelings, your energy is to simply say aloud your name. So I will give you an example of how this works. My mantra that I use is, I am Pam. I am only Pam. Only Pam's energy is allowed in Pam's body. I am Pam. And then I release all the energies that are not mine and claim my energy by doing that. It's a notice to my body system that, and I might even touch my body and release it, feel that energy leaving by sloughing it off. And you can do that all the way down to your feet. And then, and I push it out away from me. So I'm pushing out this energy, and I can even follow that up with, I now give all the energy that is not mine back to the center. Release it out and back to the center of this energy. And I keep my own energy inside of myself. And then go ahead and put your hands on your heart and your solar plexus, claiming your own energy back to yourself, saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is something you can do any time of the day or night, especially when you feel like you've been inundated by a lot of excess noise, a lot of excess energy, a lot of turmoil, a lot of challenging people and situations. You can simply claim you back to you and release out anything that's not you. Okay, it's very powerful and it works. The more that you work it, the easier it will become as a habit. And a habit takes time to create it and have it live inside of yourself. So they say that it takes anywhere from 7 days to 21 days to really secure a new habit. So, what is it that you are wanting to create as a habit? Right? It's another question about creating the new. So, we've released the old, right? Whether through ceremony or in this moment, in this show, maybe you released something, or at least you wrote it down and said, okay, I need to look at that and I need to claim it. I need to honor it. I need to find some way of resolving it so that I can create something new for myself. And it might not be that it can be resolved in this moment. You might need to take some time and really write about it for a while. If you're in a position where you want to have some help with this process, this is one of the things that I love to do. So let me know. You can email me at pam@brightbutterflynetwork.com and I will let you know that when I have available to talk to you about this, and we'll create a schedule for you to be able to do the process. We can take several times with that and just do the process so that you have it. And then you can go, oh, that's the visioning process. That's awesome. So let me know if you want to take it on because I love it. I've been doing inventory work for many, many years. It started back when I started my recovery from alcoholism. Got taught the process that they use for inventory, and then I just have added to it as I've been growing spiritually. And this is a process that I use every year in one form or another for honoring what's been, honoring who I am, honoring who I've been, and then looking at, is it still working? Is who I've been still working for me? Or is there something that I need to release? Okay. Because it's all about allowing ourselves to embrace change. Change is tough for many people, many, many people. And what I'm sensing right now is the resistance that many of you are having to change. Are you having some resistance to change? Are you the one that's holding on for dear life to what is because you're afraid of what might be? Or you don't know what it is, so you don't want to let go yet? If that's you, I understand. I understand, and I'm a listening ear. So you can get a hold of me and I can support you in that. So let's see what else wants to show up in this episode, creator. Okay, so I'm hearing support. What does support look like? I've mentioned we all have guides, teachers, and angels that are walking with us all the time. Some of them have been with us since we were born into a body. Others come along during certain times in our lives when we have a project that we need to work on, when we need to get help with a relationship, different cycles in our lives and ages in our lives. And situations in our lives. So all the time, in every way, your spiritual guides are waiting for you. They may come in the form of human beings that act as an angelic guide in human form. They may be showing up as a teacher where you're taking a class and you're learning from them, and they feel like it feels like they are really giving you some answers that you've been waiting for. It might come in the form of a certain book that comes across your table, and maybe you're in the library and one is talking to you on the library shelf. Buy me, rent me, right? Whatever it's doing, it's going to talk to you. Okay. That's another way that I have used that particular avenue of reading, is that I will just randomly open a book. Do I have a book? Yes, I have a book. Hold on. I'm going to get a book, just any book that I have close to me. And then we ask a question like, okay, who do I get to be in 2023? And I'll just randomly pick a page. And what I see is true belonging, it says. Okay, I just asked a question. Who do I get to be in 2023? True belonging is the spiritual practice of believing in and belonging to yourself so deeply that you can share your most authentic self with the world and find sacredness in both being a part of something and standing alone in the wilderness. True belonging doesn't require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are. Well, and I would like to actually add to that, because change, they say, is the only constant. So I would say allow yourself to change. Allow yourself to be okay with change. And allow yourself to stand alone and be okay with that. Some people are so terrified of being alone that they will surround themselves with people, whether healthy or not healthy, and so that they don't have to feel alone. So really think about, what am I committed to in 2023? What kind of life do I want to live in 2023? That's what this particular episode is about for you. It's always about choice in every episode, but this episode, I really want to drive home to you that it's a brand new moment to create a platform for your new year of a life that you love. And if you need some work around that, and you need to deep dive into that process, then let me know, especially if you're having a challenge with it. You can get a hold of me at Bright Butterfly Enterprises, okay? You can go to Bright Butterfly Enterprises and Google, and up will pop my website. And there's contact in there for you, several different places. You can type in brightbutterflynetwork.com and up will come my website. All right. You can contact Transformation Talk Radio and say, I missed how to get a hold of Pam. Can you get me hooked up with her? Right? Anything that you need, right? Especially if it has to do with chakras or spiritual connections or connection with crystals or color, or how to bring in the light. How do I get light language into my system, right? Any of this stuff I can help you with. So this is not an advertisement necessarily. It's simply, what do you want? How do you want to live? If you want a specific thing that you're not getting, reach out for support, whether to me or someone else. If you look at the Transformation Talk Radio site, you will see that we have shows 24/7 on here. So I believe that anything that you need support with, you can find here. Just look it up. Take a risk. Have a challenge. Take it on, right? If you want to learn cooking, find a cooking show. If you want to learn how to golf, you find a golfing show, or you find a teacher, right? You go to golf lessons. If you want to, I don't know, if you want to go skydiving, well, I know somebody, actually one of my clients, who does skydiving as much as possible. Okay? So anything you want is available. You simply have to allow yourself to receive it. Okay? So let's see what else I can share with you. So last year in March, my father passed, and he died. He died of old age and COVID. And I shared that with you. I've shared with you pretty much every bit of my life that I possibly can, because I think it's important to be transparent with you. And I had never, before that moment that he passed, I'd started communicating with him before he died, because I really wanted to know how to communicate with somebody with Alzheimer's that wasn't necessarily verbally communicating anymore. So I started doing that. Well, I didn't believe that I could talk to anybody on the other side, what they called the other side of the veil, until he passed. And I am here to tell you that until you've experienced it yourself, then don't put any judgment about what you think you can or cannot do. Because what I found with that experience is that sure enough, I was able to communicate with him. And it was beautiful, and it was different, and it was surprising. And I've also been able to do that for some of my clients that I've connected with, which is very new to me. So allow yourself to be surprised and take on whatever that little voice in your head is saying that you might want to experience. Okay. I love you guys. I'm going to see you next week, and I'm going to have a guest who's going to come on and talk to you as well. We're going to channel for you. We love you, and we support you 100%. Have an amazing day, and know that you are absolutely loved. Be blessed. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in to learn more about living a fully empowered life. Remember that your life is up to you, and you can choose the spiritual path you are on. There is spiritual energy and wisdom in everything and everyone around you. Listen carefully for what the universe is trying to tell you in every moment. You are already being guided along your journey. Call upon your spirit guides anytime you need help with anything. Know that you are safe in every moment, even if it seems that you are not. For more information about Pam Bright, visit brightbutterflyenterprises.com or email theempowermeshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. We hope to see you next week.